Hey there guys, welcome to another video, and probably one of the things you noticed from the beginning of this video is that I'm in a different location. Well, it's mostly because I had the computer set up in the opposite room, and I really wasn't using it for anything else other than the computer, so decided to move the computer and pretty much everything else attached to the computer over into my room and decided to record my videos from here. It's a bit of a different setup and I'll probably get used to it, but hey, I'm enjoying it so far. And one of the things I do have to comment on when it came to the last video is that I found it really astonishing and both incredibly annoying to the fact that immediately after I uploaded the last review onto YouTube, immediately after that Hussey decided to release another set of updates. And granted, I did talk about a lot of things that happened in the last week, but considering how we only got 1 day's worth of updates throughout that entire week, and we get new updates immediately after I upload the video, so I could have talked more about it, is a little bit annoying. But hey, I'll just pass it off as a coincidence, and I just hope it doesn't happen again. Otherwise, I'll stop considering these coincidences, and I shall start considering that Hussey is purposely trying to ruin my videos. Just kidding. Anyways, what should we talk about? So, just more fighting with Jane and Arania and Gamzee and Terezi. And I have to admit, Gamzee is being incredibly brutal when it comes to fighting Terezi. It's like, I already know, like, he's the Bard of Rage, and yeah, he can get pretty brutal sometimes, but most of the times when we see him fight, it's more, how can I say it? It seems more subdued than what he's doing. It's like, granted, I can understand him going all out, but most of what we've seen is more compact brutality. Like, when he was attacking Equus, for example, yeah, he brutally choked him to death with his own bow and arrow, but at the same time, it wasn't incredibly brutal. And granted, during that same amount of time, how we saw him having the heads of all the trolls that he killed set up and everything, that was a little bit disturbing, but we didn't see the process of how brutal, of the brutalities he went through in order to make that happen. Seeing him here, attacking Terezi like this, is so teeth-grindingly painful to watch. It's like, yeah, Terezi stabbed him countless of times, but he is breaking her bones by the looks of it. It's like that backbreaker, for example. That looked painful. And not to mention how Terezi's standing up to all that. I don't think any of us would have done that. Maybe, honestly, considering how Gamzee managed to survive all those stabs to the chest and how Terezi seems to be surviving all of these bone-breaking moves, I honestly think trolls just have some molecular stuff that just makes them impervious to such intense levels of pain. Who knows? And what else happened? Oh yes, Jake came back to life. Little surprise there, considering he didn't exactly die a just death or heroic death. So that seems to make sense. And of course, he tries to get Gamzee out of attacking Terezi, but he's not exactly doing all that much. He's just standing there watching all this fighting going down, which is a little bit, I guess you can understand that. I mean, he does seem to be a little bit beside himself, considering that all of this has just gone on. And probably one of the most interesting things to take away from all of this, from this week of updates, is that as Jane's fork falls into the lava, we see that the Skyer on her fork pretty much acts the same as a real Skyer. So you've got the clouds that show the future and other events. And one of the things that I noticed, because considering that it shows the future, obviously it must have some significant events, it seems that Peregrine Mendicant and Bec Noir are taking the dead Jade to a quest bed. Now this is going to be interesting. I mean, she's already dead. How is this going to help? Honestly, I'd like to see what this is going to do. Maybe they think that taking her to the quest bed is going to help her some, but I'm going to guess that they go there, they try what they're going to try, but it doesn't seem to work, because I'm not sure even they know what God tiers actually do. I mean, Jack Noir, before it became Bec Noir, attacked John without knowing that he'd go to God tier as he killed him on his quest bed, so who knows? But part of me thinks that that might not lead to something interesting. Though, granted, it was an interesting foresight into what might be going down. And Rose taking action against Gamzee, attacking Terezi, trying to become a good auspicious, but even she admits that she might not exactly be the best person for the job. And apart from that, nothing really much else. Just really the groups trying to come back together, aside from Dave, who's flying off after PM and Bec Noir. But, of course, at the end, it ends on an amazing cliffhanger with the Condess herself just coming in on her awesome spaceship and just swamping everyone. And even Arania just goes up, it's like, oh, fuck. You know that she means business, especially with her teeth baring and just staring down aggressively at Arania. And, of course, the blinds come across and it just ends there. But, of course, the Condess's ship is set in front of the blinds, so it's like she's still so imposing. It's just amazing. It's like, you gotta wonder what's gonna happen now. Because the Condess, she has all of these powers. It's like, she gained all of these powers from the different trolls, and it's like, what can stop her? It's like, honestly, it's like she has the animal controlling powers, she has mind controlling powers, she has possibly psionic powers, I don't know. I mean, we never saw her use those kinds of powers, but who knows, she might have them. And apart from that, nothing really else, so yeah, just can't wait to see what's gonna happen now, considering how it seems that this intermission has kind of ended and we're going to be going on to more Caliborn. And that's actually going to be interesting considering how John possibly is still inside Homestuck, so that could be interesting. Yeah, and apart from that, nothing much else. So, hope you all enjoyed this week of updates. Hopefully there's no updates immediately after this video. And yeah, look forward to the next week. So, see you then.